It does feel like people just went from like NFTs to crypto to AI. It's a predatory way to make money off of people who are rolling the dice. Hey, who cares? We're all making money using AI. It's like, oh, okay, that's a good justification. Let's sell Oxy as well.
Oxy does rock, though, dude. You ever taken one of those things?
For example, we can go around this room and say, cold brew.
Left wing.
Exactly.
See? Yeah.
Like you can, it's literally Apple products.
Apple products? Oh, left wing as hell. Okay.
See, Doug, but we should feel some guilt, and we should make people feel bad when they are predators. All the way down to the people who call old people and say, like, just give us your social security.
One of the most effective and simple tools to fight against it is to have a code word.
Yes.
That only you and Grandma know.
Right.
But it would be, Grandma, my code word is, Grandma, please help, give me money. It's like, oh, he's using the code word.
Well,
I need $5,000. And then I would just use it all the time. Welcome back, everybody. We got some not breaking because this isn't live or anything. We have some big news. Emil died. He died to death, in fact. He died choking to death on a tennis ball. He's a big tennis guy, and he wanted to see what it tasted like, and met his demise that way. But I couldn't think of he died doing what he loved, playing tennis. And
I would have dressed a little more formally had I known it was like a sad situation.
I didn't dress. I mean, look at me. Doug, you got to lay down. And we have already found a replacement. So we've got him here in studio. Jon Gabrus, everybody.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on such short notice.
I am feasting on tennis balls tonight, and now I'm a little nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I wasn't considering the fact that it could kill you.
Don't bite off more than you can chew, as they say.
Quite literally.
As my dad used to say. And
it was like something he was whispering as he choked on that steak in his final meal.
Why don't you, for our audience who might not be familiar with you, why don't you brag about some of your accolades?
I'm Jon Gabrus. I've benched 325 in competition at the York powerlifting meet in York, Pennsylvania. I am a longtime podcaster. I've done I'm one of those few multiple I'm poly podcasting.
All right.
And I am a comedian, writer, actor, all of that. But what I think I need to get across to your crowd is I know absolutely nothing about stock. Like I will say stocks 0, but even like money, I'm like 8% through the level of learning about I know this is like something I've like maybe subconsciously avoided my entire life growing up poor, and like then getting money and still not wanting to be like a money person. So I'm as much as I'm excited to honor Emil's like green fuzzy death, I am also excited to be here on a very self-centered way and learn something. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll learn something, I guess. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with our little show, the Ben and Emil Show, we formerly were called Trillionaire Mindset, and then we were called Pay Pigs. But that was a disaster for search engine optimization.
Okay.
So you obviously know what a pay pig is.
Yes, I'm very familiar with the pay pig.
A shocking amount of people did not know what a pay pig is, number one. So they were like, what's the bit? What's the joke? We had a falling out with the previous studio that owned the name Trillionaire Mindset, just as background there. So we had to change the name, went out on our own. And all the porn bots and stuff would be in all of our fans' DMs being like, I'm a great big slut and I would love it if you bought me a PlayStation. And it was like, who are these fucking people, man? And we also were tired of explaining
you switched the show was shortly called Nigerian Princes.
Nigerian Princes.
Two Nigerian Princes, a kind of like African cover of the Spin Doctor song.
Because we love doing Nigerian accents. I love doing
show got canceled because of the obvious accent stuff work.
People don't like that. I have been known on this show I like to do impressions.
Okay.
And part of that will be if someone has an accent, I'm going to do the accent.
Yeah,
but
you gotta.
I'm not doing it in a malicious way.
Well, here's the thing: if you're not doing a Nigerian accent, but you're doing the accent you're doing the voice of a specific person.
Yeah,
I feel like that's illegal. Like if I'm doing Mr. T, I don't think I'm doing a black accent. If I'm doing Idris Elba, but like at the same
Obama,
or Obama. Yeah. Obama's like one of the few you're like allowed to do. Yeah.
But
because I like wear the Obama makeup and stuff.
That seems fine. It's the color of his skin. It's darker than yours, a different hue. And then so we changed it to the Ben and Emil show, which is what we are now. And we are essentially a weekly. We were originally just about the stock market, where people could go to get news about the stock market so that they could stay updated with what's going on and serve it to them in a palatable, entertaining way. And we still do that, but we sometimes talk about stuff outside of the market. But this week, we are going to be discussing whether or not artificial intelligence in the ongoing culture wars is now very quickly becoming, as the youth would say, right-wing coded.
Yes.
Because it and I've got plenty of examples here to make the case for why that is. But there's also still there is still progressives and left-wing and Democrats using it, but just in a different way. And there's a lot of pushback toward data centers and whatnot, obviously. But I guess that's probably a good place to start. Like where does your experience with AI start and stop?
I am one of those people who make a conscious effort not to use it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
whatsoever.
Yeah, I try to avoid it constantly. I have it off on all of the apps that have it kind of by default.
Sure.
I switched to DuckDuckGo instead of Google for this reason. I have used some AI stuff in the past, like a voice reader for like script auditions and stuff like that, but I've never done like generative AI.
Interesting.
And it's just, I'm not saying what I'm doing is the right choice. This is just my tiny. I'm also like leaning into like a Luddite future for myself, where I'm like, I have too much technology already.
Totally.
Like I have more than I need, and it's actually like affecting me negatively.
Yeah.
So that when new technologies come about, if I don't actively see how it can improve my life, even if I can make money off of it, that's not enough for me anymore. Because like I think that's sort of a undoing of, hey, who cares? We're all making money using AI. It's like, oh, okay, that's a good justification. Let's sell Oxy as well.
Yeah.
We all made a lot of money off.
Oxy does rock though, dude.
Yeah.
You ever take it?
If you use it well, just like AI, you can make your family look like Studio Ghibli, or you can make your family hate you for fucking selling all the appliances.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up the money making thing, because that's one of the reasons I file it under becoming right wing. Is
weirdly enough, making money is like right wing coded.
Well, it's the tech bro kind of hustles culture of like, you should be absolutely maximizing your time. Don't be hanging out with your friends. You've got to be grinding and all this shit.
CEO mindset, like everyone wants to be a CEO and entrepreneur and stuff like that, and sort of like no consideration towards art. Obviously, but like not that one needs to consider that, but it's just kind of like the pursuit of money at all costs.
Yeah. It's the grinding thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I think that's a current issue that's affecting society big time, is this get your bag culture.
Yeah.
That we're super supportive of people selling out. Like I remember, I'm old enough, I'm in my mid 40s. I remember when selling out was frowned upon. I remember when you'd go like, I can't believe they're using that band's song in this commercial. I can't believe someone. And now there is no such thing as selling out. Only like weird old heads, like guys who are like vinyl, like we're the ones who still think people. To the point where people are like, fuck yeah, John Hamm, do an H&R Block commercial, make that money. Do you know how much it pays to do for so-and-so to sell Clash of Kings mobile games? You know what I mean? It's and it's like, I don't care how much that's not like points to me, but I think a lot of people look at money as points now. And like, there's something powerful about Rob Pattinson, who has not done TV or commercials or anything. You know, it makes you like miss people like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but I've certainly seen mega A-list actors and actresses doing stuff for like John Hamm doing fucking H&R Block, and I can't. I'm like, why are they doing? Don't they have enough money to where they don't have to do that? But then I also remind myself that some of these people likely have sprawling, vast estates, multiple homes. They've got assistants to pay. They've got tax people to
support,
pay.
child support, families, multiple houses, like crazy poor nephews who want to go to college. Like, I totally get all of that.
And if it's an easy one-day thing where you get a payday, by the way, if you just ignore him, he will.
Do I want to ignore this
if
cutie
you
pie?
can, you can. You
I
can
don't
ignore
mind.
him. You can
I don't
pet
mind
him.
the attention. I love attention.
Good boy, Doug.
I do also have like a toxic trait that I believe all animals actually like me.
I'm the same way. So I was very surprised when I was meant to be apartment sitting, but also watching this person's cat in New York City a couple weeks ago. I was attacked by the cat.
Ooh,
in a way where I was like, this is unsustainable. I can't stay here. And I had to get a hotel. Yeah. I don't know what happened to the cat. I turned on the heater and I closed all the windows and I left. I didn't do that. The cat's fine. But
I took a huge shit in the litter box and bounced.
Yeah. I wanted to assert myself. God, that it was a sweet cat, but just didn't. I'm a giant man showing up in its territory all of a sudden unannounced.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. And this I also understand we currently live in a world / society where being broke or being poor is a death sentence, where it's like, it's hold on by your nails if you're, so I get why we root for people to have these fucking paydays and why we all think it's okay. Don't tax billionaires because we'll be one someday. You know what I mean? Like that we were sold this lie, but it's also almost the only way to survive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like always talking to my mom. I'm like, you don't have to play lotto. Like, you have like your retirement, you have a house, like your kids all make enough money that you don't, like, no one's underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you still play lotto? Why do, you know? And then she's like, it would just be a dream to win. I'm like, you're 70. Like, what's going to happen to that money? You go on cruises like every month as a retiree with a decent portfolio. You don't need to do all this.
She wants to give it to you guys.
Totally. And the
desire of a mother to give and provide never ends.
No, this is actually a, not to be old man podcast here, but this is like a big family talk we're having right now. Is I found this book called Die with Nothing. I wish I could pull the author's name off the dome, but
I've heard of this.
It's really interesting. It's about like, so we've like convinced my mom that my brother's a nurse, one's a principal. I'm a podcaster, classic Lego man jobs, but we've convinced my mom that it's like, here you go. Bill Perkins, Die with Zero, getting all you can from your money and your life. I found it to be very interesting, like theory in like, and like, cause I had been saying to my mom, like, if retire already, she's like, well, I just want to make sure you guys have enough. And I'm like, what if you give us $40,000 each after you die as opposed to, 28? Like, that's not going to change our lives. We do okay. We don't expect an inheritance from you someday. You have a house that you can sell. And we've got her to the point where she treats us all to a family vacation every year.
That's really nice.
We go to Montauk, which was something we did growing up. We go every summer with my nephews, everyone's partners and shit like that. And my mom's like, it's so expensive. I'm like, this is our inheritance. Wouldn't you rather be here for our inheritance?
That's really sweet.
It's been a very cool journey. It's been very like, it's one of the more grown-up conversations I've had with my mom in my entire life. And so it was like this really interesting take. And then it's like, why? That's why I'm now kind of like anti-hoarding money. I'm anti, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff drives me a little crazy about our money obsessed / like broke fearing society that we've built for ourselves.
By the way, subscribe at BenandEmilShow.com where you get bonus content and
well, that's what you should be spending your money on. Don't save it for retirement. Jump on that Patreon. Go to actionboys.biz, join my Patreon. Yeah, keep us alive.
Actionboys.biz.
Yeah.
Is that through Fourth Wall?
No, that's Patreon as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
My mom is doing the same thing.
Cool.
She, unprovoked, she just was like, I want to make things as easy for you kids as possible. So she's already like decluttered her entire life. And and she wants to like give us all. She wants to do the same thing with a vacation, like fly us once a year to whatever location. And buddy, you are just on one today. And I'm all for whatever she wants to do. It's her fucking money, but I don't know how you would time it to be like, okay, I'm down to my last, $115,000, and you're
I
on your
do think
deathbed.
there'll come a time in my mom's life where flying on vacation becomes difficult, and that'll probably be like we always just say, my mom still owns our childhood home, and it's like, when you sell that, that'll be our inheritance if you have zero. And if my mom gets herself down to zero, I highly doubt she'll do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, gang, we got to take a quick break to talk a little bit about your hair. Thinning hair really sucks, and I don't really have that problem, but some of you might out there. And when your thinning starts, it's not just your hair that takes a hit. All right, it can change how you feel every day. But Hims makes it simple to take control of hair regrowth with personalized care that fits your life. You know why? It's because Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. Anecdotally, I got someone in my family who was suffering from hair loss, and he pretty much reversed it with this stuff. It's doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 5 months. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. So for simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/bays. That's hims.com/BAES for your free online visit. hims.com/bays. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. We grew up middle to upper middle class, I guess you could say. My parents both worked. My mom worked at an elementary school. My dad worked down at the harbor, and I always had it's probably a Jewish thing also, and I don't mean that as a joke, but it is like this constant anxiety of, oh my God, I'm never gonna have enough. I'm always gonna be one step away from the poverty line. And I think
I'm a goy, but I grew up on Long Island, and I did comedy for 20. I'm doing comedy for 20 something years, so I know a lot of Jewish people.
Yeah,
I find that my friend Adam Pally would say, it's because you never know when we're going to have to leave.
Oh yeah,
that's why Jewish people love. He says that's why Jewish people love big meals and like lots of food at events, because you never know when you're going to have to leave and march 1,000 miles through a desert to escape fucking problems.
And it makes sense that that would be passed down genetically, because the ones who've survived
are the ones who
thousands of years are the ones who had the wherewithal to dodge the bullets.
Generational trauma.
Yeah, man. But so I've always got the number in my mind of like, once I reach that threshold, I will be okay, and I'll be able to provide for my family should they need it. So I've always got that driving me.
Interesting.
Fortunately, I've never had that itch to do the get rich crypto. That was the thing with that I've got here in my notes, is that this AI being adjacent to it is adjacent to the get rich crypto style thing. I feel like a lot of the crypto guys, because crypto's mostly dead. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's fucking dead.
I'm hearing so much. It does feel like people just went from like NFTs to crypto to AI. And I know they're not like all exactly downstream from each other, with the exception of it's a predatory way to make money off of people who are rolling the dice.
Yeah. And there's something about in as much as crypto, it just felt like everybody's getting hilariously rich except for you.
Right.
And it felt like a lot of it's not that it was directed at people on the left or Democrats or progressives, but it definitely felt like, because the majority of Democratic leaning people don't engage with that type of thing, it just felt like the worst people online are, of course, these ones who lack the moral compass to stop themselves from engaging in this type of behavior.
Yeah, like all this meme coin shit where it's just like
dipshit coin and stuff.
The way you just when you plugged your own podcast, and the way I feel when I ask people to join my Patreon, is I feel awful.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if you give me $5 a month, I'll give you 4 episodes where we break down. I will give you something.
Yeah.
And that still makes me feel guilty that people have to pay, because that we've gotten to this point in the system where we have to. It's a delight to not have to run money through someone else's hands in between the two of us. So you know that your $5, like 90% of it's going to me. What a treat. But I feel such immense guilt asking for people. These people are asking thousands of people to throw in $5 or more, and for a dice roll at, I know I'm going to get rich, but I feel guilty, and I'm providing goods and services.
Yeah.
And there's these people are doing this without the promise of goods and services. I even remember for a long time when people would talk about Bitcoin. Now, see, I told you I didn't know anything about this stuff, but I'm super opinionated.
Yeah,
the perfect level to be on a podcast. I don't know shit about it, but I've got a lot to say. Yeah. But the attitude around it, I can really speak to. And I remember Bitcoin for a while, they were bragging about the blockchain. It's actually, the technology is actually good.
Sure.
And then it's like, what? I've never heard anyone else. We've never used the blockchain. No other app or thing I'm involved in is like, look, it's not Bitcoin, but we are on the blockchain.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've never heard from that again. So it did feel like another lie to say. And so I can't help but think that with Claude and all his fucking friends now, that it does feel like a group of people who can like sway, a group of people on top of above the CEO podcaster guys and grindset mindset guys is a group of like even more nefarious people who are using those vassals to get everyone who's down here in the masses to purchase this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like all these guys are getting rich on their podcasts and CEO lifestyle and flipping and all that shit. But above them are like monsters who are getting like really, really rich and playing in that world. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've yet to see, I mean, one of the things, all these guys on my feeds are talking about how they're deploying AI agents, and it's dramatically reduced the amount of hours they've got to do coding. So it's like, oh my God, I'm doing so much stuff. And I'm out here going, okay, show me something. Where is the new app that was created by AI or coded with AI? But I think I try to be as fair and objective as possible. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just existing things that are being supplemented in a way that I don't understand, because I don't possess the technical prowess or savvy to understand or engage with it. Maybe it's something like that. But for the most part, all I see is just AI. I mean, it mostly is coming from politics and like AI slop from the White House.
Yeah. And so you're talking about just like the graphic use of AI, which is like, but there's also this sort of like, get on board, there's no other choice kind of thing coming from the powers that be here. And it's just like, data centers are the future. And it's like, wait, we have to do like 25 years of research to extend a train line like one stop, but we could go like, hey, we're gonna build warehouses full of fucking water drinkers, and you guys just have to get on fucking board. This is the future. And it's like, wait a minute, what's happening? Like, we're done improving like transit and flights, and we're done with solar, the answer is AI. And like you're saying, the most recent thing I heard was a friend of mine who's also a CPA was like, the guys in the office will never go back from using AI for like these little things that we use it for now. And I was like, okay, that sounds kind of reasonable. It's like Excel was probably, people were like, the machine's got bugs or whatever, like, and so it feels, but I've not seen. And also, the thing that drives me the most crazy is these people who are like, I can code in 1/10 of the time. What are you doing with the other 9/10 of your time?
Yeah.
More coding. It's like, get a fucking life,
all
people.
Right, cool.
Go volunteer. Go pick up trash at the beach. Go take your family on vacation.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do if my workload was 1/10 out of nowhere. You know, like I would just fill the other 9/10 with recreation and joy and community building.
I don't know what I would do with the time. I would probably get better sleep, get more sleep.
Well, that is taking care of yourself. That is the answer. You know what I mean?
I need to take better care of myself, especially as I'm fucking getting up there. I got high cholesterol.
Dog, you are like 2 to 3 years away from like doctor conversations are I'm
Like you have to take them seriously?
You have to like.
I am fully taking them seriously currently.
Good.
Yeah.
Because like this is the age where you can't like. You start to like look further down. Like in my 30s, I've been obese my whole life. In like my 30s, I'm like, it's really not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. And then I had like a doctor's appointment a few years ago where he like looked me in the eye and was like, I can tell you right now, your most likely cause of death is heart disease related. And I was like, now I'm 41 when I'm having this conversation. He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh. And then he's like, also, if you get your cardiovascular system in shape and lose some weight, because I was dealing with some ED at the time, and he was like, it'll help with your erections as well. And I was like, Doc, I'm on board. Let's do Zepbound. All right, I'm gonna get a personal trainer. And he's like, I just told you a minute ago you die. And I'm saying you'll have slightly better boners. And I'm like, I'm ready to change, Doc. Let's go.
I like you. And I'll tell you why. Because I thought that I was the only type of person to share such personal details. I mean, people out there know me well. I talk about when I learned to wipe my own ass, things of that nature. No, I was in my 20s, and I mooned my brother, and he was just like, "What's going on with your ass?" And I didn't. Sorry for the uninitiated. And
That's me. That includes me, by the way.
It was then that I learned that you are not supposed to stand up and wipe your butt.
Oh no,
it
you
creates a bit of an ink blot test situation.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I wasn't washing it well in the shower because I was like, why would I wash my ass? That's where poop is. I don't want to get poop on my hands. And
I just want to get it in my underwear.
And that's when I learned that you wipe sitting down, and you actually just gotta break. And now I'm very clean. I'm very, very clean. But anyway,
yeah.
So,
and by the way, I'm super hard all the time now.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm hard right now.
Yeah,
sorry.
As you should. Oh, it's okay. He doesn't have any balls anymore, poor guy. And we've got. So I've got here in my notes that it's a little weird because if you ask certain people on the right whether or not if you had to ask them to classify AI as being left or right wing. And I know it's annoying because I'm participating in the very thing that I despise, which is the culture wars. But it's so wild that we can't extricate ourselves from it. It's like everything. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me.
I kind of feel the same way that like you can like, for example, we can go around this room and say cold brew.
Left wing.
Exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
Like you can. It's literally Apple products.
Apple products, left wing as hell. Okay.
See, Doug, it's now the only thing I think in this room that would be a coin flip as to what it's coded, and I think it actually is maybe right wing coded. Is podcasting the form, the medium.
Ooh, yeah. Because because it is most associated with a Joe Rogan type.
Yes,
who we love on this show,
and comedians in Manosphere, which somehow right now, comedy feels. Comedy is a coin toss because I feel like this is anecdotal from me. I feel like comedy in the last 10 years has gotten, maybe 20 years, has gotten gayer than it ever was before. Now, gay. Left wing coded. Like left. But comedy feels like where the right wing wants to have a war too.
Yes.
Like they're coming for it in some capacity.
They're trying.
Trying.
What was that famous tweet? The right is learning how to be funny and it's making the left nervous or something like that?
And it was something, it was like in relation to like the weirdest meme. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But go on.
But I'm just saying, like, I agree with you that everything that's introduced into society for at least the rest of our lifetimes will be filed into. Well, you'll have to choose a side forever.
It's like a game of it's like plinko.
Yeah,
is it plinko where the balls get and it's like, okay, we got this new thing. Whoa, what's it going to be? Is it going to get filed under this? And it's whoever is toward the top of the cultural funnel on either side that makes decisive moves determines where it gets filed. And we're on at least the image and video generation side of AI, because there's a lot of elements to the use of artificial intelligence. The right wing is overwhelmingly using it because people on the left are arguing from a place of it's taking people's jobs. Why not just hire a graphic designer for things like that? And you've got it with, I mean, I've got so many examples. Did you see the Greg Abbott dunk photo?
Yes, over Hochul and their fucking.
I mean, I thought this was real at first. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what, did they use a ramp or a trampoline? You got that. You've got Spencer Pratt here in Los Angeles, all over LA.
Right.
Various billboards. He put out this
the Joker video.
Really great Batman video. I mean, we don't need to play the whole thing, but there's so many different.
This is like truly disheartening. The Spencer Pratt thing was a real disheartening, like fucking like gravel in my shoe kind of situation that I'm like, this is fucking embarrassing.
It is. I will say, just it is remarkable how far this technology has come, just objectively. I mean, we all remember the Will Smith eating spaghetti video.
Yeah.
And in just 3 years, it's unbelievable.
This is pretty nuts.
It is very nuts. And so I feel like oh God, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan is Commissioner
Christ.
Gordon.
Oh, Jesus God.
I wish like DC Comics, like everyone would just do. Why is Hugh Jackman? Who is he supposed to be?
I don't know.
Just a gay Hollywood guy, so he's a villain.
Yeah.
Or sorry, he's not even gay, but gay coded, not to sound like
Hugh
the
Jackman,
Gen Z.
left-wing coded for sure.
Oh, for sure. Finally making Wolvie. Now this is just like, this is what I don't understand. I'm hip firing here. I'm not fully plugged in on all this stuff, but does the right wing like this, or do they like that other people hate it?
Hey, everybody, we got to take another quick break to talk about Shopify. You know, we wouldn't be where we are today without the help of Shopify. I remember those early days when we just started out on our own and we had no clue what we were doing. We didn't know how to sell anything. I couldn't go outside and sell a glass of lemonade if I tried. Actually, I probably could. But I wouldn't be able to sell it online. And we just knew right away. We were like, well, if we want to sell stuff online, Shopify. What else is there? We know it. We've heard it. We've heard the ads. We've seen billboards, whatever, you name it. So we went to Shopify.com, and let me tell you, it was the easiest thing of all time. A couple nimrods like us were able to do it, and you can too. That's because Shopify helps you with absolutely everything. You can get the word out like you got a marketing team behind you. They're your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. They help you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social campaigns. They are always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. They've got everything that you need. Everything. You can in-person POS systems for when we would do live shows. You could sell some t-shirts or posters right there. They got everything. And did I mention that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's not just us, man. It's everybody. It's why Shopify is the best converting checkout on the planet Earth. It also helps boost conversions, meaning less carts going abandoned and more sales for you. It's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/Baze. Go to shopify.com/Baze. One more time, that's shopify.com/Baze.
And that's kind of like, unfortunately, a sort of, when you were talking about the plinko, the right wing seems to relish, and I do think the left wing does it too, where you relish in something that the other side hates.
Sure.
And it feels like,
that's a great question.
They watch this and go like, sick, or do they go like, this is going to make libs freak out?
I would file it under 90%. They legitimately think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Or maybe less, maybe 70-30, that they're like, this is fucking awesome and epic. Especially the
we
Trump.
Got a cat turd, great job here.
Fucking God,
so sick.
dude.
And the idea that like all these people are making money off of all these posts and replies on Twitter is another issue.
Although I will say that new guy, Nikita Beer or whatever, he seems to be, do you know about this guy?
No.
Elon Musk hired him like a year ago to clean up Twitter however it needs to be cleaned up. And he has recently been demonetizing a lot of these blue check mark. Some of them are like that, Ian Miles Chung, that guy?
Yeah.
totally fucking evaporated his income source because they're cracking down on people who content farm and steal and whatever.
Yeah, especially if they live overseas and make money off American politics. Yes. That was a really fun moment. I remember that. I'm pretty online. I'm still on X. I see you out there. Yeah. I see you in them streets.
Fucking God.
It really made me happy when all those crazy loyal patriot MAGA. It's like Indonesia. When that got revealed where everybody was from, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Take these fucking pricks out.
I keep falling victim still to because you don't know me, but I have a sickness in me. Yeah. I will respond. I will respond. And I've changed a lot in the last year. I've definitely tempered myself, and especially when a friend of mine was like, most of these things are probably bots.
Yes.
That is very helpful to remember. I'm like, okay, I do not need to take the time to respond to an account that has 90 followers and or even thousands for that matter.
And you responding to it brings it into anyone who follows you's algorithm and shit like that. Most of it is bots.
Yeah.
This is what's really terrifying. I'm kind of obsessed with the dead internet theory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like...
Very valid.
It's very valid. And it's like bots are responding to bots, angering people / other bots.
Yeah.
And it's just like going back and forth. And you're like, why do so many people have such a strong opinion on this? And I'm like, because they are monetarily incentivized. And because we are a society, like I said earlier, that being broke means death and having money is the only way to survive and have power in this. People are gonna do the worst things. I'm a big proponent of, I think we need to bring back shame. Like, I understand when I say no, people shouldn't feel shame. I mean that more about your loves and your interests. And if you are into if you're like to dress like a furry or do this thing, remove shame from that and treat yourself. But we should feel some guilt, and we should make people feel bad when they are predators.
Sure.
And predators from, whatever, the Epstein class, all the way down to the people who call old people and say, just give us your social security. You know what I mean? There should be shame in that. We should, those people should be, if I was a politician, I would, go bottoms up, broken window theory. But instead of, arresting minorities for having a blunt on them, I would just go all the way down to the bottom and who's doing the most basic ass fucking scams and knock them down and keep going up. Because I feel like everywhere you go, someone is out to get you in a way. And online has just brought all that people out to get you or to get one over on you, has brought it into your pocket, into your home, into your kids' iPad in bed and stuff like that.
I mean, AI is a tool that these scammers are absolutely already using with the voice faking, duping, calling. That's why I'm sure you've heard that one of the most effective and simple tools to fight against it is to have a code word.
Yes.
That only you and grandma know.
Right.
My code word, well, I can't do this joke. All my grandparents are dead. But it would be grandma. My code word is grandma, please help give me money. So it's like, he's using the code word.
Well,
I need $5,000. And then I would just use it all the time. But yeah, it is an incredibly right-wing coded to just be fuck you, I'm gonna get mine.
Right.
Fuck you, I'm gonna get my bag. And that was the ethos in crypto, with the constant rug pulling and making shit coins out of nowhere and just constant pumping of things. And it's unfortunate. It's a very similar thing happening with AI.
It's also, these are the same people, allegedly, somehow they do the mental gymnastics to be Law and Order and pro-police.
Oh, brother, yeah.
Pro-police, but not pro-SEC.
Yeah.
Pro-FBI, pro-ICE, but not pro-IRS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what games are we playing here? How do you do that mentally to yourself where you're like, I see these responses, and again, I don't know if they're fake, if they're real, if they're actual, but I do know people who have these opinions where it's just like, well, he shouldn't have been driving under the influence. Well, he shouldn't have had a gun on his hip. Well, he shouldn't have been at that protest. Yeah, shouldn't have been wearing a hoodie. Shouldn't have held his wallet so it looked like a gun.
Yeah.
All those things are from the same people who are like, sorry, got scammed. Like that's what happens, you
Yeah.
know. And you're like, I don't understand how. I don't understand how you can have that opinion of your fellow human being in a way where it's like, I'm like always on the side of humanity, and I understand people would make the case that cops are human too, but like if one human has a gun and one doesn't, I'm going to be on the side of the person who's unarmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I would say it's a form of sociopathy or something like that. But just real fast, going back to the right wing, constantly points out that the chatbots actually have a left-leaning bias. There was a moment about a year ago when they were trying to test and prove, oh, look at this, Claude and ChatGPT and all this shit. I don't know why right-wing guys sound like this. They wouldn't even say, I tried to get it to say the N-word to save the human race. Wouldn't do that. It's woke.
Yeah.
Grok would say the N-word to save the human race.
But Claude wouldn't go like, please explain why I need to say the N-word to
Don't
save
worry,
the human
we
race.
need you now to say the N-word.
The aliens have the finger on the nuke button, and they're just wondering what's all the hubbub about the N-word.
Why don't they just say the N-word so we don't blow them up?
Why don't you make Claude black? And then he's allowed to.
Well, you can make a chatbot's voice black.
Yeah, don't love the way that's phrased, right?
But
you're like, oh, so I got to make Siri black for when I'm hanging out at home. It feels weird, like and I don't understand why. I think it's because we ask AI to do stuff for us that it feels uncomfortable to make it black. It feels like harkening back to the horrors that we built this country on. I also think, do you think chatbots are woke because they're not woke, but they just have more humanity than the people who are using them? More empathy?
Great question. Well, because the way that they function, I mean, they're essentially pulling and scraping the data of the entirety of humanity. And there's, especially recently in the last 10, 15 years online, there's been an overwhelming amount of progressivism and I guess wokeism and stuff like that out there. And it's naturally going to lean that way because that is how the majority of people think. I think.
Well,
I mean, that's just my guess.
I would make the case if a AI agent has all the knowledge of every book, every song, and every movie.
Yeah,
that's culture, right? Like, and if you
it's a reflection of it,
and like that. I feel like being what I credit to being open-minded and progressive or leftist, whatever, but it all started with open-mindedness. I credit art. I credit reading books that put me in literally in the shoes of other people, walking miles in the shoes of other people. I credit movies that expose me to TV shows that expose me to ideas that I wouldn't have seen as a fucking lower middle class kid on Long Island, like, you know, raised in like the 80s and 90s in like the homophobic era. And it's like, I credit all that, and I'm like, Claude fucking ingests all that shit in microseconds.
Right.
Like, and if that's in there, if every book ever written's in your brain, yes, obviously that includes like the whatever, the Chronicles of Zion, whatever the negative, all the bad literature that's out there, the Ruby Ridge like reading list, like all that shit's out. The late
Hitler
great
book.
Planet Earth, you know, like all these kind of like right wing, but there's also like all the humanity that's in every other. The reason we call the study of art is humanities.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. How woke of you.
Well, dog, I guess I am.
So oh, Jesus, Doug. God,
let Doug live.
Just always got to get in my lap.
Oh,
such a cuddle lumpkin.
This is cute, by the way, yeah.
So if you had to, do you think that AI is right-wing coded?
I believe it is.
In its current form?
I think its use currently in society feels like just a tool in which to extract capital from deeper, worse, harsher world, like making things worse to just extract more money. I believe that in my mind is right-wing coded. Is like the profit at all costs, like you know.
And it feels like increasingly the more, especially coming from the top down, the more the White House uses AI generated garbage memes and stuff to further promote their shitty agenda, the more the plinko ball goes further and further and again, definitively into the right. And
this oppositional ideology that we have will make the left be like, well, if he's making himself the Pope and healing people, I don't want to fucking use that.
Yes.
And I will vote for a president who says, I'm not going to use AI.
Yeah.
I'm not going to curse. Like, I know it's stupid, but it feels like we used to have like
Decorum.
a decorum, a separation from politicians and people in a way where you're like, it looks like someone I could have a beer with. Now, everyone that looks like someone I could have a beer with, I wouldn't want to spend a minute around. Everyone's so angry and curses and is like uses insane language that if you worked at a fucking Burger King and talked like that, you could get fired.
Yeah.
But you can't get fired from being like in charge of thousands and thousands of constituents by using disgusting language online. Like that's where there's like printable evidence. And I understand we can't fucking arrest someone for bad language when like our president is a nearly confirmed rapist. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of shit going on out there, but it does feel a little bit like we can show that we don't have to fucking, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of every time I think about politics, I see the White House imagery lately with like the fucking roller coaster UFC cage thing and the trashed fucking bunker area for the Trumpen bunker, like all this shit that's happening out there.
And
like,
the drone
launch pad.
Yeah. Yeah, goddamn. I agree with you that it is increasingly right-wing coded. I think that we are going to get separate little sub use case, in as much as you can have AI used for research and science, and then you've got it in the arts and stuff for video and image generation. My hope is that at least the more intellectual leaning, useful, helpful to humanity aspects of AI will, probably be used by the institutions and people on the left. My fear is that if there is an outright abandonment of it on the left,
it's like
the tool it'll be like an
insane advantage.
Will be like the fucking Neanderthals, you know? Hey, everybody, we got to take one more quick break here. I am so excited to tell you about our sponsor, Avocado Green Mattress. What a name, huh? Their certified organic mattresses are specifically designed to relieve pressure points, support your body the way it needs, and help you actually get the deep, restorative sleep you've been missing. Every mattress is made with thoughtfully sourced materials and built with real care, so you get incredible sleep night after night. When I buy something, I don't want to buy cheap stuff. I want to buy stuff that's meant to last, And I love that Avocado focuses on real materials and thoughtful craftsmanship. Their mattresses, like their best-selling green mattress, supportive, comfortable, and they feel intentionally made, not just mass-produced in some factory somewhere. So it's not only a wise long-term investment, it also feels amazing and looks stylish. These Avocado mattresses are designed to provide both comfort and proper support, helping your body stay aligned while still feeling all cozy. That's so important to me, man. Even if you're just cozy, you got to feel restored when you wake up, And they've got natural materials that perform. When products are made with real, certified organic materials, they don't just feel better. They can also provide better support, breathability, and durability. Avocado products are made, not manufactured, and thoughtfully crafted with real materials to deliver lasting comfort and support. Go to avocadogreenmattress.com/bays to check out their mattress and furniture sale. That's avocadogreenmattress.com/BAES. avocadogreenmattress.com/bays.
A fun game, a fully different episode idea of probably a different podcast would be going back and just looking at all huge advances in technology and what that did politically. Because I do think like the left gets a lot of use out of the internet. Sure. And like there's a lot of positives from the internet.
Obama's being elected.
Right.
Obama having been elected was, sure.
And there's a lot of positives come from the internet. Academic journals online, the communities who find each other, people who no longer feel alone because of this, albeit maybe not the perfect connection. But then the internet is also a place where 4chan, 8chan, Gamergate, solidifying around awful belief systems. The same group of people, when furries find each other to do cuddle puddles dressed as foxes and blue wolves, so do fucking like the 537 whatever fucking white supremacists, like anarchists, like accelerationists. Yeah, like the Patriot Front, all that that all exists on the internet too. And you want to say like, oh, with AI, can we use it to find ways to filter water? But like, I don't even fully know. I'm showing my ass, my shit-filled ass. If I say,
what's going on with your ass, dude?
Brother?
That's what my brother said. He's like, what's going on with
That's
that?
really funny.
And I was like, what do you mean?
While we're on a similar topic, one time my brother pantsed me in front of my mom, and everything was out. Then my mom came and took me aside later and told me, you have to make sure you clean your area well. Because
your penis?
My penis and like pubis hair. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's
your
like,
penis was so dirty that your mom,
I was like, I said to her, I'm like, she's like, yeah, it looked dirty. I was like, Mom, I think you saw pubic hair.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And she was like, turned beet red. And my mom, a
son's
registered nurse, an RN, did not assume her 13 to 14-year-old son would have pubic.
Yeah.
And then and of course I'm a rude little fucker. And I'm like, wait, Mom, you thought I had visible dirt on my, like, how would I get that?
Yeah.
How would I have dirt that's visible?
I don't know. You're rolling around in the dirt.
Yeah, my fucking like beaver holes outside.
Yeah. I don't know. You scratch yourself. You got dirt on your fingers.
I fucked a spider hole at the sump and now I have dust all over my dick. It's like such a crazy, but all right. So going all the way back to showing my shit covered ass here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the practical applications of AI, but if it can make research faster, can we use it for medicine? Can we use it to make things that are important to us cheaper? Like,
yes.
But of course, it's only going to be used for like drone targeting systems, surveillance, extraction of capital, building. The fact that we are told we need these fucking what are the server things called? The data centers.
Yeah.
The fact that we're told we need data centers, but we have AI now. AI is here without all these data centers. We need data centers. Who's making money off of data centers being built? And it's not the people who live in the town that it's happening. Now, I'll hear from my sort of more libertarian friends. AOC's holding up a muddy glass of water. That doesn't happen from data centers. It's like, okay, fine. Maybe that's not a direct correlation.
Sure.
But do you think data centers are value added to the land around them?
Sure.
No. Maybe AI will prove that we did need a few data centers because AI is able to do blank, blank, and blank or whatever. But in the interim, it feels like the negative side effect of these, the fact that we're just in a rush that all the fucking regulations are off on this.
Because we got to beat China, dude. Otherwise, we're all going to go to China. We're all going to be speaking Chinese.
I got to say, if anyone who's hate watching this for whatever reason, bruh, China won. We're not catching up to China.
Well, and they're able to just scrape and do it all at a fraction of the cost.
Dog, they have the crazy surveillance state and AI and all that, but they also have amazing public transit and like great
really nice electric cars.
Yes, and really nice. And like they're giving the fucking people the panacea that they need to deal with. Like, I'm up in arms because I got a fucking people who drive, no parking 7 p.m. No parking until 7 p.m.
Brother.
It's 6:41. You're like, I'm going to park there. Keep an eye on it. And once in 19 minutes when 7 p.m. hits, I know I'm smooth sailing in a legal spot.
Yeah.
I got a fucking parking ticket from a camera. That feels wrong.
Yeah.
That feels so fucking wrong. That feels like negative surveillance. Like I park my car on the street and I go, I hope no one breaks into it.
Yeah.
But the camera can't stop that. Or solve that. But they can give me a $300 ticket.
What part of town was this?
This was like
sounds like Hollywood.
It was on La Brea, on like in front of that Sugarfish down there at like South 2nd.
Oh fuck.
I was going to grab dinner with a friend. And the only reason I didn't go to bat fighting the ticket is because I got out of my car and smoked a joint right next to it. So I just didn't want to get into like a situation. But I was eyeballing that car for its legal for the next 20 legal minutes, illegal minutes. And I'm like, that feels wrong that you can get it. It's not, I'm not rolling through a red light. I'm not speeding. It feels so wrong.
You want to talk about wrong in the use of AI? I got something that's going to knock your socks off.
Let's go. I'm so tired of having these fucking socks on.
Yeah. Are you wearing socks?
I am wearing socks. I'm not normally a sock guy.
Yeah.
But I came from the gym, so
I'm a flip-flop boy.
Ooh.
Well, I just when I don't care if I'm going out, I'm not wearing these goddamn things.
If I have to walk a bunch, trust me, I'm a flip-flop guy as well.
Good.
I'm a beach bum.
Good.
But if I have to walk a bunch, flip-flops are a little dangerous in my old age for like knee and ankle problems.
Sure.
Yeah. I got to get my barefoot, wide toe box, zero drop shoes going for myself. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's the one fucking tech I latched onto like 8 years ago and I'm never giving up.
Did it work?
Yes. It fixed my knee problems and it fixed my lower back issues.
Are you a knees over toes guy, that guy?
I do like his stuff, but I don't fully ascribe to all of his stuff, but just a little bit.
Little right-wing coded.
Yes, a little right. Well, fitness in general.
Fitness is right-wing coded.
Fitness is right-wing. Lifting weights. I do a lot of the stuff that, crosses barrier.
Yeah.
Look, these are this brand Zero, barefoot, Zero bottom.
With an X.
Yeah, X. But like there's nothing going on there. See, there's not a plug. This is just me saying I like the no bottoms. And you think for formerly a 320-pound guy, currently a 280-pound guy,
that
could be a bit of an issue.
You wear 280 well, dude.
Thank you.
Well, you got them stocky legs.
Yes, dog. I'm
jealous.
Built. I'm a big boy. I
can't fucking.
Well, you got the fucking ectomorph shit going on. It's hard to put a little meat on those
I know.
bones.
It's really hard.
At your
For me.
Yeah. Long levers.
Chinese drop shippers using AI. Let's pull up that clip, please. I came across this and it blew my mind. Let's turn on the sound here. This is one of those, at first blush, it's like, oh man, it's one of these heart-wrenching stories. You got a kid with Down syndrome. He's selling resin lamps. Yeah, let's watch this. There he is. Oh, and he's getting made fun of. Oh my God. Pause it, please. I'm going to have you pause it multiple times. Did you hear that?
They said, what are you doing, you fucking idiot? Then hit him with a
snowball,
and they do a high arc on that snowball so it lands so specific. That's how you know it.
And this poor kid with Down syndrome clearly just loves Godzilla, and he's making these Godzilla resin lamps. And he says, this happened to me yesterday. Continue, please. Oh my. Mama told me never to give up. There he is. He's working hard on it, man. Oh, man. Good for him. So it kept on going. Please be honest. Is it nice? Yeah, it's beyond nice.
It's pretty fucking cool. But that's all fake, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The product is real.
Right.
You can actually go buy these things from like a Chinese drop shipper. And they're using American Western guilt of like, oh, what do West? I can't do a Chinese accent.
You please don't.
They're
pixelate my face if he does do that.
I believe that is a real guy doing the actual the artistic part of it, but they're putting a Down syndrome filter on the guy, and they're using it's a very common trope. The like, oh my God, they
do it with kids. It's like all the sympathetic stuff. Now, when we're talking drop shippers, just clear up some stuff for me here. These are people who sell like near garbage products.
Just crap from
but they get it made super cheaply and at cost, and then we'll ship it to the but then they use like weirdly, I'm constantly seeing they use like the internet to like gain like, finally, we solved the problem with the screwdriver, and it's like a weird little addition to the screwdriver.
Yes.
They 3D print it or whatever allows them to make it for so cheap.
That is correct.
And then they sell it to us.
Drop shipping was kind of the first major push in the online hustle culture thing.
Yes.
Where you could, with a Shopify account, you didn't need any physical warehouse space. You could just have products online and it made it look like it was your product that you are selling from your factory, whatever, but it's actually it's made for dirt cheap at a factory in China and on demand. You don't need to carry any inventory.
Right.
They buy it ships over from China.
But you
boom.
pretend you're like a South Carolina housewife who's like,
Exactly.
I'm making my favorite little knickknacks for you. And
my Down syndrome son loves making Godzilla lamps.
And then you attach a social media account to it where you're like, oh my God, these gloves are the cutest. Get these gloves for yourself. And it's like, you click on it and then it comes in like a package with like 40 different stamps that you've never seen before and shit like that.
So this is like that was very specific.
Yeah. Yeah. I've ordered a thing or two that ended up being from China, and I was just like, it surprised me when my thinking, I was like, oh, I thought, truly a puka shell necklace. I was like, oh, they don't make these anymore. I got to find them. And I found them. I'm like, oh, weird. Like a cool, like a Etsy puka shell necklace creator. And then it's like, it just shows up like my name's not on it. Like there's no discerning thing. And it's like wrapped 12 times and fucking packing taped all the shit up. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And turns out
China, brother.
Yeah.
This is this reminds me of the fucking quote I'm going to butcher, the man-made horrors beyond your comprehension, whatever.
No, I don't know this.
What is that? You've never heard that quote?
Did you say, you said horrors?
Man-made quote by Nikola Tesla. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it makes me think of that in that there are still things and ways, immoral, questionable ways to use artificial intelligence that I would have never dreamed of.
Right.
I would have never dreamed of.
I'm being surprised daily on what kind of, I hesitate to throw the term evil around, but like what you can do nefariously with. I'm learning daily about the way the internet or our connectivity can be used, can be weaponized.
Yeah.
And it's fucking terrifying.
It's a fake Down syndrome guy who's getting bullied for selling really, really cool Godzilla resin lamps.
And they're
tricking Facebook moms into going, oh my God, bless his heart, I'm gonna buy one of them.
Dude, the kind of clips that my mom will send me is like, is this really happening? And it's like an earthquake of a bridge in California. Yeah. And I'm like, if it was real, it's happened 50 years ago. And then I look at where my mom sent the link from, and it's like a quote Facebook. I don't know what it's called on Facebook. I'm off there, but it's like a quoted Facebook thing. And I go all the way down, and it's like I'm gonna say Chinese characters, but it's definitely Asian characters. I don't know the language, and I'm like, Mom, consider the source. Where are you getting this from? And I'm like, you don't follow this random Chinese woman on Facebook, do you? No. Yeah. How the fuck did you get this? There's so much stuff that really points at this as being fake too. Like the perfectly handwritten selling resin lamps.
Yeah.
You wouldn't write the word selling.
No.
You'd write for sale, or you would write just resin lamps, or you would write Godzilla lamps because that's more a Godzilla thing than it is resin.
Also, this young man,
look at how the snowball hits him. It hits him straight down, which would be an elite level throw.
Also,
and if you look around, zero snow. This guy's got a snowball in his car that he throws out. He calls him, hey, you idiot, what are you doing?
Yeah. Also,
even the worst person in the world, I truly believe, wouldn't call up to a Down syndrome person who's trying to sell stuff and go, hey, you idiot, and hit him with a snowball.
Also,
it's like Forrest Gump level drama.
Who's filming this that he would get the footage?
Right.
Because he's saying this happened to me yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
All
right, now send me that.
Yeah. Also, his handwriting would be markedly worse than that. That's very good handwriting.
Yeah.
Not to say that a person with Down syndrome couldn't handwrite a sign like that, but I'm just saying, Mama told me never to give up. I mean, geez Louise.
Mama told me never to give up, but she does let me work with power
a miter
tools.
saw.
Yeah. And he's cutting like an ancient tree trunk.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like
this young man is very talented, I will say.
And the vise isn't connecting it to anything too. The vise is just squeezing the wood on the sides, not on the table.
Look at this. It really is. I mean, God.
It is like once you start looking, but I understand why like someone without media literacy could fall for that. And that does look cool.
Yeah, it really does. I want one.
And this is the thing though, like we used to say, even my mom, the densest woman alive, would say like, well, you never get what you see.
No.
You know what I mean? But it's like, we've lost that idea of like, don't believe what you see when it comes to advertising. And if you understand that the entire internet is advertising, but we will markedly believe. I have gotten to the point where I'm stressed because of how few things I do believe now. Like you know what I mean? When something happens online, I just go like, well, I don't even think, like, I need to wait 6 days to confirm that this is real.
My default is to assume that it's AI generated. Case in point, there was a video that multiple friends were sharing of a little long-haired dachshund dog at an agility dog contest. And it just kind of, and the caption is like, wow, he doesn't give a fuck. And like, neither do I. And it comes out and there's cones that it's meant to like go around, and it just gently knocks them over one by one. And I'm like, oh my God, you people. Yeah, there it goes. Long-haired dachshund. And it's fake. It's AI generated. Look at this. And I can't tell you why, but it just is. I know it is. He got every cone. This is victory. What the fuck? And what is this? They got Charlie Kirk wearing
a duel.com. Well, this is the other thing too. That, as a matter of fact, before when you were looking through clips, it said something like, go viral on Kickster or whatever that thing said. It said the best way to go viral is to see what other people are doing. And now this is another old man complaint about the internet. We now incentivize people to rip off stuff. And like, Instagram is like, what can you do for this song, this quote unquote meme, this quote unquote, and then we promote those things. Like the apps, the platforms promote these things that are copies of, so now people are making money or making content by putting their own face in front of another video that someone made. And I'm like, and
pointing up at it, doing the TikTok thing.
And I can't stand that because it's like, I loved when YouTube was like, look what people are making here.
Yeah.
Look what sketches this person's doing, front-facing sketches. Look at these short film. Look at this funny like guitar song this lady's playing on Instagram. Now it's like that guitar song, people mock it, people play, it goes away, it brings back, you know, and it's like, this is this circle jerkery that we're doing with like parody I'm using loosely. It's kind of like we're all standing on the shoulders of not giants, but other small people. Yeah. And it's like, I hate that that's like a thing that's become, and AI has made that even easier of like, now you can fake the meme but you put the fucking living on a prayer underneath it, or like a prayer underneath it, and it hits the same way. It's like, there's a lot of disgusting stuff that in current culture, and people are benefiting from this, that in current culture, complaining about this shit feels like, for real, dude, we're deporting people, we're killing people in the streets, women are losing rights, gay people are like, and I'm like, I know. And it seems like a fascist victory that we can't stop and deal with anything because of the like unrelenting onslaught of like negative things that are happening. Like, I think, not to quote Andor, but like that's a tool in the fascist playbook, is like, just give them too much shit to do. Like, we can all sit around and argue about UFC happening and that's disgusting and tacky and so clearly unethical and so many things going wrong with that. But 48 on the list of things that are fucking like, dude, if I could fix, I would do, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and it's like, that allows them to go like, get over here, get mad about this, get mad about this, get mad at these jingling keys. And we're just missing people fucking. The allegory, the analogy of a pickpocket is like, the bump is the fucking UFC.
Yeah.
And then when you're getting this bump, the guy's in your pocket, and that's AI, capitalism, all that shit.
Well, at least Bernie Sanders, he suggested just today. Well, actually, real fast, just today also. Funny enough, with things being filed under left and right, especially with AI, Martin Scorcese just came out. He did an entire promotional. Just Google Martin Scorsese AI, please.
Because he's probably like the film restoration capabilities of
I think it's for storyboarding and stuff like that. It just came out. Martin Scorsese backs AI company and says he's using it to storyboard movies. Quote, "We have to be open to how cinema can evolve."
Right. And there were people who were anti adding audio to movies, or people anti-digital.
Yeah.
There are people who are anti-blank. And I just think it's going to lead us to more and more shit where someone's like, oh, practical effects, no AI on this movie, and that's going to be a selling point for
Yeah.
artists, for art enjoyers.
Big time. It's funny, just with all this, I was just watching, it's only 2 episodes. I believe it's on Netflix. It's a Theodore Roosevelt documentary thing that's got reenactments and stuff. And I was interested in it because I like history.
Yeah.
And I did not know this about him, that he was like the pioneer of really holding big business to account with Upton Sinclair's The Jungle,
Right.
and going after the meatpacking industry and all this stuff. And it's just, it really, there is a line to be drawn from there to now. And it's funny because he was a Republican, but
Republicans used to be about keeping the government out of your business.
Well, it's funny because
Small government.
Roosevelt's thing was, we actually need to grow government to contend with business was getting way too big, way too fast.
Yeah.
And causing all these problems. People were like dying by the thousands because of poor working conditions, child labor, people getting diseases from canned meats and stuff because there were no standards and practices. And he was like, holy shit, if and Standard Oil and all this stuff, the monopolies, he's like, holy shit, if we keep going this, Theodore Roosevelt said, holy shit, dude, if we keep fucking going this route, no cap,
Rough Riders roll.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Stop. Shut him down, open up.
Rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah.
What a voice.
Oh man, I was in New York when it was his funeral. It was fucking awesome. I was in a building in Brooklyn Heights, and like 1,000 motorcycles and ATVs and trikes just went right down like Hoyt Skirmhorn around there. It was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Well, anyway, Roosevelt had to make the government bigger to be a what is that called? Not alternating force, an opposing force to big business. And now you've got the government within the government, the Republicans, trying to actively like peel away. So they would watch this and be like, yeah, what was Roosevelt's problem? Fuck Roosevelt. Why just let the businesses do what they want? The market will figure it out. It's like, no, clearly that wasn't fucking working.
They're zhuzhing the market too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the market will not figure it out if huge companies can be bailed out and do whatever they want and lay off whoever they want, and not like the market will not solve it. We've seen it. The market is not solving stuff.
I've got market news here. This is one of my favorite things about stock trading. So, SpaceX is going public. This is some controversial thing that's happening, right?
Big time. Because they're going public in a way that no company has previously gone public, or there's like loosening regulations around its IPO or something like that.
They are being fast-tracked to be included in the NASDAQ 100 and I believe now the S&P 500, which is a basket of stocks. You got the NASDAQ 100, you got the S&P 500. And in order to be included in those baskets of stocks, you have to satisfy many criteria. You've got to be a publicly traded company, obviously. You've got to have been publicly traded for at least 6 months.
Right.
So that there can be some modicum of price discovery. We, as the investing public, I'm not going to buy something on day one where I have no clue where things are going to shake out. There's no quarterly filings to review yet, things like that.
Now, if SpaceX gets into those things, that means it's probably automatically in a lot of people's portfolios, right?
Precisely.
Again, so this is like a thing. My only portfolio is like 401k, like a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
So I have to actively get it out of there, right?
If you own... because that's the thing. There's like the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P, and then there are dozens, if not hundreds, of other funds whose sole purpose is to track those things. So that's where a lot of it is coming from, is like, okay, the NASDAQ is loosening its rules, and within 15 days, as opposed to 6 months, we are going to include SpaceX in our basket here, which means there is going to be all of a sudden a ton of just automatic buying of SpaceX. Because, hey, my fund tracks the NASDAQ 100. If they drop a stock, I drop the stock. If they add a stock, I add the stock. You follow?
Yeah.
So now, okay, the NASDAQ is adding SpaceX. Great. Me and all the other hundreds of funds whose sole purpose is to track the NASDAQ are also reflexively going to be buying into this thing.
Oh.
And thereby pensions, 401ks, you name it, anybody with
Money
like auto
markets.
invest on, anybody who owns any flavor of these things is by proxy going to be owning shares in SpaceX. So it's equal parts like I want it to fucking fail, but I don't, because that would be, it wouldn't be like all out disaster, but it would probably have a heavy weight on these various financial instruments.
Now, how naive am I in saying I do not think they'll let this fail? Because
you're not naive at all.
Because I believe this is not going to just benefit Elon. I have a feeling it's going to benefit so many. Who's probably in on SpaceX? Everyone in power who's dying to rush this through. The whole
big banks, the government, because SpaceX is now
a government contractor.
Well, and it's imperative to national security, satellites, all that shit.
Yeah, Starlink, all that shit. And then throw in the whole like top tier people in power in the government now, their personal trading that they're all doing.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even mean that this goes both sides. You know, Pelosi's on the fucking, she's being watched as well. But like Trump's done like day trader level trades every day for like the last X amount of months or whatever. Like, I don't know what that means, but that is, if I had a house cleaner, if I had a guy who did washed my car once a month, but I saw that he made 1,000 trades every day or whatever, I'd be like, brother, you need to focus on washing cars.
Yeah. That's the tricky thing. So Trump's sons are normally a president or someone in power like that. Their assets get put into a blind trust where they have no idea. They blindly trust. That's not where it comes from.
Right.
But they just blindly, they don't know, so that they can be free to do their work
and not consider their own private wealth.
Exactly.
And like, sorry, but we have to add a regulation to blah, 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 even though I don't know. I have stock in that. Yeah.
His kids run his money.
Yeah.
And it is obvious through just the sheer volume of those trades, it is obvious that the kids are day trading his stuff, obviously. And number two, they're probably clearly using algorithmic trading too, to be rapid fire in and out of shit.
Yeah.
And
then they have insider info as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like all the fucking Iran shit with like making announcements on Fridays and then on like Monday, like just playing to like, war doesn't have a closing and opening bell.
No.
But something else does that we're playing to when we're talking about like people's human lives are at risk and shit like that.
And it's so, I mean, it's like you said, it's number 50 on the list, but it's so overwhelming. It's the Steve Bannon thing of flooding the zone.
Right.
So that you're left bewildered. Like, where do I even start? And in the time that you've been exasperated about this, 5 other things have happened. And there's just the whatever governmental body is now investigating these questionable oil futures trades that took place. But it's like, oh, you mean Trump's own administration is going to be investigating what could potentially be disastrous or bad press for Trump?
If there's any people left in the regulatory department that haven't been doged out of their fucking...
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Yeah. Now, I have a question, another naive question.
Hit me.
Is there a world in which someone could create or at least facilitate a fund that you could invest like politically? Meaning, I would join a small, like, oh, this fund averages 1% or whatever. I would put all my money in something that said like, we don't have fossil fuels, we don't have AI, we don't have any companies that have done, that are Lockheed Martin, that are Department of Defense contracts. We don't have any. I don't know what those companies would be left in that would make money. But if someone created a fund that was like, this is the empathy fund. Do you know what I mean?
That
like,
exists.
Okay.
Not exact. I don't know. I know that there are funds that actively exclude weapons manufacturers and
fossil fuels,
military contractors. Yeah, and like fossil fuels. Just to give you an idea of just how many various funds like that exist, I just read about one today that is a Sharia law compliant ETF that exists.
Cool.
which incidentally excludes weapons manufacturers. I believe it excludes something. There are women CEO only ETFs also that only invest in ETFs that.
And ETFs are like a collection of companies that you
Yes.
can invest in like one big.
Stands for exchange traded fund. It just means it's a basket of stocks that you can trade as one stock.
Okay, cool, cool.
And they have criteria that stocks are constantly meeting or failing to meet, so they're being added
or taken
away and given certain weight versus.
I was in a
others.
few cannabis ETFs.
Oh, brother, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, dog. The only thing I had in 2020 in the pandemic, I had some money from in 2021. I had some money. I did a travel show, and I was like, okay, I want to invest in stuff I use. And I just got on Robinhood and joined a bunch of cannabis stuff. And I lost 10 grand over the course of like 2 years. I'm still holding on to a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And it's gone up like $300 in 2 years since then. But I lost almost all. It went from like 10K investment to I have like 1,100 in my Robinhood now.
Brother, I've got devastating stories about. I cut my teeth trading stocks. Initially, I made most of my the big money that I first made came from marijuana stocks, and then after paying the tax man, the next couple of years, the big money that I lost came from marijuana stocks.
Yeah.
And it's just been it's like the one sector of the publicly traded stock sphere that just can't catch a break anymore. It's like everybody. It's all about stories, and like, for example, quantum stocks were a big thing recently, even though they don't make any money, even though the science is decades away, these companies are still touting $20, $30 billion valuations, right? Used to be the same thing with marijuana. That, oh man, there's rumblings about the federal regulations
legalization
changing.
Yeah.
And it's happened enough times to where people just know, and the research is out there, that even if they were to get like federal legalization, it just wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't 100x
for the stocks. Yeah, because and I've learned this the hard way. There are good businesses and there are good stocks, and sometimes even if it's a good business, it can still be a bad stock.
Right.
Which is
and a good stock could be bad business too.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that. This is where I get mad at stocks, and I understand this is like your trade, but this is where I get mad is that like...
Oh, I get mad all the time.
My mom is just like, well, as long as the stock market's doing good, and I'm like, that's not a reason to live, and also like, ask your sons how much stock we have.
It's not the barometer of a healthy society.
Right, and it's like, what's the number? You would know better than me, but it's like 10% of Americans own stock or whatever,
it's probably even less than that.
Yeah.
You've heard of the K-shaped economy?
No.
It's a new phrase to describe the incredible wealth disparity, especially as the stock market keeps going up. It's K-shaped because the rich just get richer, and the haves continue to have and get more, and the have-nots continue to not.
And that,
especially as the fucking market just keeps going up, the people who own a disproportionate amount of that wealth are going to continue to enjoy the fruits of those investments, and it prices out the people who can't afford. Like, the higher the market goes, the less likely you're going to get good returns.
Right. You're going to buy like one Meta stock for like $900, whatever, and hope it goes up to $1,100, Or
fucking IPOs. Tesla IPO'd at like $1 billion valuation, and now it's at $1.5 trillion. That's great. That means that it IPO'd at a good opportune time for people to participate, for the public to participate. And now companies wait until they're fucking just the most bloated, disgusting, fucking overweight, debt-ridden, whatever it's just fully realized. Debuting at a $2 trillion valuation for SpaceX, that's one of the records that they're breaking. It's just... Where's the upside?
So to buy a share of that's going to be what? Like, that's going to be an insane, like, you're going to have to buy like a percentage of a small, like a fraction of a share.
Well, it depends on what price. Cause I mean, the price doesn't.
Oh, because per number of shares.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Price times the amount of shares.
So they can have $1 shares, but they have $1 trillion shares.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oof. And it's frustrating because, like, companies used to debut at somewhat reasonable valuations to
Right.
where the public could participate in the upside. And now it's like, no, fuck you. We're using you as exit liquidity.
Yeah. And then part of that problem is everyone gets rich there, and then the company can fail.
Mhm.
The company can fall apart. And the people who wanted to get rich got rich, and the people who bought one stock with all of their savings are fucking fucked.
And one of the nefarious things about the SpaceX IPO is in the language of the filing, in the legalese of it, Elon Musk is virtually not invisible, but he is. It's impossible to sue him.
Yeah, he's untouchable.
The only way that you can sue him is if you own at least 3% of the company, which at its current valuation is like
that would be $300 million.
No,
right?
no, it's like $50 billion worth. So you got to own $50 billion worth of stock to even be able to sue
to have
him.
like a power as like
Yes,
yeah.
for any breach of whatever. Otherwise, he can quite literally do whatever he wants, neglect his duties, you name it, misuse of funds. I highly doubt he's going to do that, but it just speaks to how untouchable you become.
Is
or
there
he's
a chance of a crash anymore?
A market crash?
Yeah.
Great question.
Like
there is.
It seems like no one's afraid of that, right? It seems like no one's discussing that. It happened 100 years ago, right?
Mhm.
Like it seems like, not to be an ominous like signs guy, but
No, the only thing that could truly crash the market these days is a full-on black swan event that nobody sees coming. Everything else,
because like COVID didn't crash the markets.
it did.
Yeah, I mean it did, but not like it didn't give us, like
a prolonged
a great
depression, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Markets,
But it would have to be something to like that. Like
it would have to be some unprecedented event.
That's what black swan event means.
Mhm.
Something that's just like because a black swan is an anomaly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It would have to be something like that because in this day and age, we all collectively see everything a mile away.
Right.
We all see it coming on Twitter. There's so much shared information. There's so much research. There's, you name it, everything has already been priced in, as they say.
Right.
And
so I guess that's sort of good that won't happen, but no one's ever going to learn a lesson either. None of these.
Well, right.
robber
And
barons.
it also, the K-shaped economy. I get frustrated. We have now, the stock market has gone up 10, this is its 11th week straight up. 11 weeks straight up.
And it feels like you
It's
do
like,
not see that wealth reflected anecdotally in anyone in your life.
No, it's just like okay, great. Another week of the market just going up every day because it doesn't matter. And I want it to come down because I want to be able to buy in. I want a tradable thing to get my yayas out.
But this idea of like the stock market also brings me to another major issue I have, and it affects me directly, is the shareholder value.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, the never-ending pursuit of better margins, higher revenues, higher gross profits. Yes.
So longevity in a company doesn't matter anymore. Mm-hmm. It's public opinion. It's public perception of the company. None of that matters anymore if you're just by hook or by crook, mostly the latter, using the blood, sweat, and viscera of your employee base to just purely churn out profits.
Yes.
Mergers, dominating markets, raising prices. Netflix raising a dollar every year since I got them without adding any new features or anything like that. Actually adding commercial. So much stuff is happening that is just for the people who own the stock, but not the people who use the product.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like Instant Pot, what they did to that company, what they did to all these other smaller, Instant Pot famously made a great pot that everyone bought and we're doing fine. VC came in and bought it. Venture capital came in, bought it, thought that they could make more money by making more products, making shittier stuff, making stuff faster. And then Instant Pot fell apart.
Yeah.
And it's
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
Well,
you used to have a company, you used to just be like, we make good washing machines. It's great. And that's not enough because if you make a good product that people keep for 12 years, there's not a way to make more money.
Exactly. I believe that's why Tupperware recently declared bankruptcy is because their product was too good.
Right. People didn't
need to buy more. Yeah.
Plus, I got enough microplastics floating around in my fucking testicles that I don't need.
Dude, I like to tell myself that I don't have microplastics in my balls. It's just a lie.
There's
I tell
not enough
myself.
space in there. I mean, I have a lot of micro stuff happening down there, but I
I
don't
got
think
so
any of it's
much
microplastic.
Piss in my balls, dude. Remember that tweet on the SpaceX thing? A really funny thing in stock market lore that happens. It's so stupid. So SpaceX's ticker symbol is going to be SPCX, right?
Yeah.
People were recently bidding up Virgin Galactic, whose ticker symbol is SPCE, space, under the presumption that, oh, well, people are probably going to end up buying the wrong ticker in space instead of SpaceX.
God. Yeah.
So the stock went up like 500% in the last couple of weeks.
Like the person who owns Google with 3 O's or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's that kind of asinine
like,
shit that happens.
I hate that.
And yeah, I mean, here's one good thing. The Eli Lilly had this retatrutide thing. You've been hearing about this, the peptides?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like a miracle thing for guys like us with high cholesterol. I saw some expert weighing in being like, if you have high cholesterol, congratulations. Enjoy the pizza.
Yeah.
It's basically, and I'm like, oh my God, as a guy who's terrified of dying of a heart thing, it runs in my family.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, if they can just fix this shit between GLP-1s and hopefully this retatrutide and peptides and shit, man, maybe that'll be. So I'd like to go out on a positive note.
Yeah, I think that's a fun idea because that makes me feel
that maybe
good
maybe there are all these things that can benefit. It's not just slop photos of ICE agents terrorizing Hispanic communities. It's not just Spencer Pratt putting out videos where Karen Bass is the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker. It's also helping out the guys with calcium clogging their hearts.
Oh, dog, I did that calcium test and they were not happy.
Whoa. How did they do it? Did they do a catheter?
No, I did like that scan.
The contrast dye?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't a catheter. They just injected you with dye.
And then I was on like an MRI type machine that scanned me.
I'm terrified of that, man.
Yeah.
I recently.
What's terrifying is because you can't go back. Like I'm on like the Lipitor, the generic from Lipitor with Atrovestin or whatever, and that only stops more plaque from coming. You can't there's like not a way to get rid of it.
They'll figure it out, man. Yeah. They'll figure it out.
AI's on it, man.
Yeah.
Claude, fix my blood.
Hey, Claude, fix my shit, man. I got pasta cooking here. Jon Gabrus, thank you so much for joining us. Plug your shit, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I got a few different podcasts. I got Staying Alive, a health and wellness podcast for the unhealthy and unwell that I host with Adam Pally.
Wow.
I've got Action Boys, my Patreon podcast. We've got some free episodes at free.actionboys.biz. We cover action movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Nice.
Ben Rogers and Ryan Stenger, co-hosts, very funny dudes. And then I recently just am a kind of color commentator on a political podcast called Superstructure.
Whoa.
And you can get Superstructure wherever you get pods.
Yeah. Who's doing Superstructure?
Julian Field from QAA. From QAnon Anonymous, that old podcast. He's kind of like a leftist writer, thinker guy, and it's been. I'm learning a lot about American history and I
bet you
kind
are.
of the awful shit we've been doing overseas.
Yeah.
And for me, a guy who like was raised on like CIA and special ops and all that stuff, I love
action movies.
Yep, I'm learning how bad how I was watching propaganda since I was like 10.
Yeah. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us this week. Emil is I have a good feeling that he might get resurrected next week. And
Nadal, he's going to see Nadal, right? Who might be able to get the tennis ball out of his mouth.
Yeah. Nadal's going to help him. What are you doing? Why you swallow the ball? It's for hitting, not for swallowing.
Bounce right off his
Hey, Q&A. We're going to put the phone number for benandemilshow.com subscribers. We're going to do a Q&A next week too. Sorry. And I'll also bring back the comment of the week. Okay, bye.
Coming up on this week's episode of benandemilshow.com.
Wiki that I guarantee
Does Jabba the Hutt have a penis? Hutts do not have conventional male genitalia.
There you go.
Nor are they biologically male in the traditional sense. In official canon, Hutts do have separate sexes, male and female, and reproduce asexually. They are essentially giant sentient slugs with very different reproductive anatomies than humanoid species, meaning Jabba does not have a penis. Okay.
I knew there would be an answer for you, and I'm glad we solved that. Are you familiar with the Rocky Horror Show?
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Well, don't do it like that, because you see, you've outed yourself. You tried to give me the smug little Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was actually the Rocky Horror Show. The picture show is the movie.
I didn't know that.
Okay,
I didn't know that.
Okay.
All right.
Have you seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Oh, are you a fan?
That's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, you got the time warp. They're going to do it again.
I have to. This is undercutting your own position here. This is insane. You're walking your dog, clearly ill-equipped.
Mm-hmm.
Your dang flip-flops are getting busted off.
And he
Put some
did.
shoes on.
One time I was standing in the wrong place, and he peed right on my foot.
I don't even know how you're still wearing flip-flops.
I live dangerously. Also, I'd rather them be on my flip-flops than on my shoes. Tell you that much. Brother.
I guess it's easier to clean. Do you think anyone's going to be annoyed about this?
Dude, everybody's going to be commenting about. Hey, comment ceiling fan is bothering me. If the ceiling fan is bothering